Hold on to your steering wheels, folks, because the automotive industry is bracing for a potential earthquake. The kind of shakeup that could redefine how we think about cars, driving, and even our daily commutes. Honda and Nissan, two titans of the Japanese car market, are reportedly in talks for a merger that could reshape the global automotive landscape. Imagine the combined engineering prowess and market reach of these two giants. This isn't just about two companies joining forces. It's a story of survival, ambition, and the relentless march of technology. In an era where innovation is key, these companies are looking to pool their resources to stay ahead. Now, we're not talking about some small-time operation here. This is a monumental move that could send ripples through the entire industry. This merger would create a behemoth, the third largest automaker in the world, trailing only Toyota and Volkswagen. The sheer scale of this new entity would be staggering. It's enough to make even Elon Musk spill his space coffee. The competition is heating up, and everyone is watching closely. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say the robot-driven car in the garage. Autonomous and electric vehicles are no longer just concepts, they are the future. Yes, this merger is partly driven by the rise of electric vehicles and the formidable competition from companies like Tesla and BYD. The automotive world is shifting gears towards a more sustainable future. The message is clear: adapt or become a relic of the past, much like those car phones from the 90s. The industry is evolving and only the adaptable will thrive. Remember those? No? Well, that's the point. The world moves on, and so must the automotive industry. This merger could be the key to unlocking a new era of innovation and progress. So, how will this automotive ballet unfold? Well, sources suggest that both companies are aiming to waltz their way to an agreement by June 2025. That's right, next year. Talk about moving at the speed of a Formula One car. Of course, shareholder approval will be needed, and that's expected to happen by April 2026. It's a tight schedule, but hey, time is money, especially in the fast-paced world of automobiles. The proposed structure involves a joint holding company, with Honda, it seems, taking the driver's seat by appointing a majority of board members. It's a classic case of, if you want something done right, do it yourself, or at least have a controlling stake in how it's done. But before we start picturing Honda Civics with Nissan badges, let's remember that mergers are like relationships. They require careful planning, compromise, and a whole lot of paperwork. You don't just decide to merge with your competitor on a whim, especially when you're talking about companies as massive as Honda and Nissan. These are two giants in the automotive industry, each with their own legacy, market share, and loyal customer base. The decision to merge is monumental and comes with a lot of strategic planning and foresight. So what's driving this automotive shotgun wedding? What are the underlying factors that make this merger not just a possibility, but a necessity in today's market? First and foremost, the pressure is on. Tesla, with its electric dreamboats and self-driving shenanigans, has thrown down the gauntlet. The electric vehicle market is booming, and Tesla is leading the charge quite literally. This has put immense pressure on traditional automakers to innovate and adapt quickly. Traditional automakers are scrambling to catch up, and merging forces is one way to pool resources and expertise. By combining their strengths, Honda and Nissan can accelerate their development processes, share technological advancements, and bring new models to market faster. Secondly, let's talk money, honey. Financial stability is a huge factor in this merger. Nissan has been facing some financial headwinds lately, and even Honda isn't immune to the economic realities of the car market. The costs of developing new technologies, especially in the electric vehicle sector, are astronomical. Merging could lead to cost savings, streamlined production, and a more competitive edge. By sharing production facilities, supply chains, and even marketing efforts, both companies can reduce expenses and increase profitability. Finally, there's the electric elephant in the room again. The future of the automotive industry is undeniably electric. The future of transportation is electric, and both Honda and Nissan know it. They understand that to stay relevant and competitive, they need to invest heavily in electric vehicle technology. By combining their research and development efforts, they can accelerate their EV programs and hopefully avoid getting left in the dust. This merger is not just about survival, it's about thriving in a rapidly changing market. Now, let's talk about the impact on the good old US of A. The American automotive industry has long been a cornerstone of the nation's economy, providing stable jobs and fostering local communities. After all, both Honda and Nissan have a significant manufacturing presence in America, employing thousands of hardworking individuals. These factories are not just places of work, they are the lifeblood of many small towns and cities. Honda, with its 12 factories and 23,000 workers, has been a major player in the American market for decades, contributing to both the local and national economy. And Nissan, with its 3 plants and 15,000 employees, also plays a crucial role in the automotive landscape, providing good-paying jobs and supporting local businesses. These companies are integral parts of the American automotive landscape, and their operations have far-reaching impacts on the communities they serve. But with a merger comes the inevitable question: will there be job losses? This is a concern that weighs heavily on the minds of many workers and their families. The answer, unfortunately, is likely yes. Mergers often lead to consolidation, which can result in the streamlining of operations and, consequently, job cuts. Consolidation is often a euphemism for streamlining, which in corporate speak, often translates to job cuts. This can be devastating for workers who have dedicated years, sometimes decades, to these companies. Unions and workers are understandably concerned, and the potential impact on local economies cannot be ignored. When factories close or downsize, the ripple effects are felt throughout the community. Unions and workers are understandably concerned, and the potential impact on local economies cannot be ignored. Local businesses, schools, and services all feel the strain when jobs are lost. This is a sensitive issue, and it's crucial for both companies to approach it with transparency, compassion, and a genuine commitment to minimizing the impact on their workforce. This is a sensitive issue, and it's crucial for both companies to approach it with transparency, compassion, and a genuine commitment to minimizing the impact on their workforce. Open communication and support systems can make a significant difference, and it's crucial for both companies to approach it with transparency, compassion, and a genuine commitment to minimizing the impact on their workforce. They must work closely with unions and local leaders to find solutions that protect as many jobs as possible, and a genuine commitment to minimizing the impact on their workforce. After all, a company's success shouldn't come at the cost of its employees' livelihoods. The well-being of the workforce is paramount. After all, a company's success shouldn't come at the cost of its employees' livelihoods. The well-being of the workforce is paramount, and a thriving community is the true measure of a company's success. Section 5. Overlapping models, a game of automotive chess. Here's another wrinkle in this automotive tapestry model overlap. Honda and Nissan have a few cars that compete directly with each other. Take the Honda Accord and the Nissan Altima, for example, or the Honda CR-V and the Nissan Rogue. If the merger goes through, will we see some of these models disappear? Will there be a Honda Rogue or a Nissan CR-V? It's a game of automotive chess, and it's anyone's guess which pieces will be sacrificed. On the one hand, streamlining the model lineup could lead to cost savings and increased efficiency. On the other hand, it could also mean less choice for consumers and the potential loss of some beloved nameplates. It's a delicate balancing act, and one that Honda and Nissan will need to navigate carefully to avoid alienating loyal customers. Section 6. Regulatory scrutiny, navigating the U.S. market maze. Merging two automotive giants isn't as simple as signing on the dotted line. Oh no, my friends, it's a bureaucratic obstacle course, especially in a market as large and influential as the United States. The merger will face intense scrutiny from regulators, who will be looking at everything from potential antitrust violations to the impact on competition and consumer prices. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a turbocharger. Concessions and compromises are par for the course in these situations. Honda and Nissan might be asked to divest certain assets, make guarantees about production levels, or even adjust their pricing strategies. It's a high-stakes game of regulatory chess, and the outcome could make or break the entire merger. Section 7. Culture clash. Can Honda and Nissan coexist? Merging two companies isn't just about merging balance sheets and production lines. It's about merging cultures, and that's where things can get really interesting. Honda and Nissan, while both Japanese automakers, have distinct identities and approaches. Honda is known for its focus on engineering, reliability, and a slightly more premium positioning. Nissan, on the other hand, has often adopted a more aggressive pricing strategy and a broader market appeal. Can these two cultures coexist peacefully under one roof? Or will there be clashes of egos, conflicting priorities, and a struggle for dominance? Only time will tell. One thing's for sure. Successfully integrating these two companies will require careful planning, open communication, and a willingness to embrace both the similarities and the differences. Section 8. Wall Street reacts. A mixed bag of signals. When news of the potential merger broke, the stock market reacted with the subtlety of a teenager at a Justin Bieber concert. Nissan's shares surged, as investors saw a potential lifeline for the struggling automaker. Honda's shares, on the other hand, dipped slightly, as if the market was saying, "Are you sure about this, buddy?" Meanwhile, Mitsubishi, which is also rumored to be involved in the merger talks, saw its shares climb as well. It seems everyone's trying to get in on the action, hoping to grab a piece of the pie, or should I say, the dashboard. The market's reaction highlights the uncertainty surrounding the merger. Will it be a match made in automotive heaven, or will it be a collision course? Only time will tell. Section 9. The road ahead. A new era of automotive competition. The potential Honda-Nissan merger is more than just a corporate shakeup. It's a symbol of the seismic shifts happening in the automotive industry. The rise of electric vehicles, the relentless pace of technological advancement, and the emergence of new players like Tesla and Chinese automakers are forcing traditional car companies to adapt or risk extinction. This merger, if successful, could create a formidable force in the global automotive market, one capable of competing head-to-head with the likes of Toyota, Volkswagen, and even Tesla. But it's not a guaranteed victory. Challenges abound, from integrating different corporate cultures to navigating regulatory hurdles and addressing potential job losses. One thing's for sure, the road ahead will be anything but boring. Buckle up, folks, because the automotive industry is in for a wild ride.